Hello, glad you're here. Let's jump right into it. Today we're going to discuss what the Vegan Strength Academy is, who the VSA is for, and who it is not for. We're going to pull back the curtain on the Academy so you can look inside and see what it's all about. And we're going to do a walkthrough on a case study. So I'll show you exactly what we do in the Vegan Strength Academy step by step. I'll show you how we create so many badass vegan transformations all in less than 4 months. And we'll walk through Charlotte's journey of how she lost 27 pounds using the VSA method. So the VSA, we coach vegans that want to get strong and build your dream body that you've always wanted without spending hours in the gym and endless miles on the Stairmaster. Learn the secrets to building your ultimate physique in a way that is simple, sustainable, and empowering. Alrighty, so the VSA. The VSA is for busy, high-achieving vegans that are usually between the ages of 30 to 55 in any shape, any size, and any gym experience. They're super busy, works full-time, family, entrepreneurs, the whole nine. These vegans struggle to see any results or build any momentum in their health, their fitness, their physique, and they want to lose up to 20 pounds of body fat, a lot of belly fat, visceral fat, and they want to put on lean vegan muscle. They want to become vegan fit, keeping results forever, sustainably within their busy lives, and all of this in less than 120 days using the VSA method without cutting your favorite foods, without restrictive eating, and without hours and hours of cardio and hours of gym time. So that is who the Academy is for. So before we get started, my name is Ken Lamprich. Tara and I are the founders and head coaches of the Vegan Strength Academy. I'm going to show you how exactly we've helped our client Charlotte lose 27 pounds and 7 inches off of her waist while building strength and lean muscle and achieving her best body that she's ever had. And here you could see is a photo of when she first started versus after implementing the VSA method. And you can see a lot of people hold body fat in different ways, and you could really see a lot of changes in Charlotte's physique. So we'll jump into that. On the left-hand side here, she is 165 pounds. On the right side here, she's 138 pounds, minus 7 inches throughout her body fat on her waist and her hips. Okay, so I mentioned earlier, but let's dive a little bit more into who this is for. So the VSA is for you if you want to build muscle, lose fat, and actually keep it, right? That's a big part right there, the actually keeping it part. If you're a vegan who trains and tries hard, who's done it all, but still struggles to see any real results, this is for you if you're ready to take responsibility and do the work. If you're tired of guessing and you want a clear, proven plan, you're sick of the yo-yo results, sick of looking and feeling like the stereotype, and you want real change, not just another cookie cutter program, another cookie cutter coach. You need a simple, realistic, and proven blueprint, one that fits into your lifestyle and actually delivers results. No gimmicks, no fluff, just what works for vegans that want to look the part. So you want to be the kind of vegan who turns heads, not for preaching, but for leading by example. You're done with the omnivores questioning your lifestyle. You want them jealous, curious, and inspired by how strong, fit, and dialed in you are. Deep down, you know there's more in you, a higher version of yourself waiting to be unleashed, but you also know you'll get there a lot faster with real guidance from expert vegan coaches, with structure, with accountability, with a team that's done it and lives it. So if this hits home for you, this is for you. So let's build your strongest, most powerful vegan self. And a big deal is let's talk about who this is not for. So if you resonate with any of these attributes, this is not for you. Go ahead and click out. Not for you at all. So this is not for you if you want shortcuts or quick fixes. Think about 30 pounds in 30 days. If you want to do juice fasts and cleanses and things like that. If you're not ready to be coached or challenged, if you're looking for a casual gym buddy and not a coach that calls you out, this won't be for you. If you're not vegan or if you're not willing to follow a plant-based approach. So straight up, if you don't believe that it's your responsibility to be a positive influence for others and change the world by living and being your best self as a healthy, fit, confident vegan, and instead continue to be part of the problem, be part of that stereotypes, our community and our program are just not for you. We have many different types of programs in our academy, but none of them will fit you if you resonate with any of these. All right, so really quickly, how the Vegan Strength Academy started. So with Tara, she actually is a former professional dancer. She did a lot of shows like Cirque du Soleil in Las Vegas. She was forced to retire early due to some chronic hip pain. Went to a lot of doctors in Las Vegas, saw some top doctors in Southern California, but they had no answers. So she was actually referred into surgery, endoscopic surgery, to put a camera and try to figure out what's going on, but instead she chose to heal through strength, lifestyle changes, and being vegan and not surgery. With my story, I was actually also referred to surgery. I was referred to 3 different surgeries, 2 spinal and 1 on my shoulder. Frustrated, underbuilt, and I was super stuck in that skinny fat trap. Again, I, along with Tara, we refused surgery. We did not want to go the surgery route. We wanted to go a holistic way, changing our lifestyles and see what we could do. And we built strength through evidence-based training. We've literally gone through it all, so you don't have to. We have been where you are. Amazing to say that we are surgery-free, and we have been able to heal our body through holistic practices and lifestyle changes, and veganism really helped with that. So now we are the healthiest, strongest, fittest we've ever been. It's amazing. So like I said, we've gone through it all so that you don't have to. We've literally been where you are. We thought going vegan was enough, but instead of getting fit, we got super stuck. I gained a lot of body fat. I definitely lost a lot of strength. I fell into that skinny fat trap that I'm sure a lot of people could resonate, especially when going vegan. When you first started, I actually developed a cycle of binging and restrictive eating. So I would actually restrict my diet to the extreme, and then I would unfortunately have a lot of binging incidences. So a lot of things in our path. Okay, so yeah, our relationship with food was completely broken. I viewed food as bad, and our confidence gone. We were vegan strength coaches who didn't look or feel like athletes. We felt like we were imposters. It was almost like we were becoming more of the problem, more of the stereotypes that we're trying to solve and not the solution. But we didn't quit. We lived our lifestyle. We lived our vegan lifestyle. We love animals, and we refused to settle. So this is what we did. We studied the science. We mastered vegan strength and nutrition. We rebuilt our bodies without the knife. No fluff, no guesswork, no excuses. And now we are the fittest, the strongest, the healthiest we've ever been. We're pain-free. We're athletic. We are completely vegan-powered, plant-powered, and we are coaching others to do the same. We built what we wish we had in our program. So now we coach the vegans who refuse to settle, much like us. We went all in on fixing the problem. We hired mentors. We hired mindset coaches, business coaches, fitness coaches. We have bodybuilding coaches. We really went all in investing into our health. We got educated on hypertrophy, strength, and vegan nutrition, and then we built our bodies back naturally, cruelty-free, and stronger than ever. Over 15 years of experience, we've created the VSA method, which is a system that actually works. It's worked for us, and over 117 vegans as of this recording, actually 119 vegans as of the recording. So 119 vegans in 14 different countries. They have lost an average of 15 pounds of body fat, and we are just getting started. So you don't need to make the same mistakes we did. You don't need to take years and years and decades like I did to get where you want to go to. Most importantly, you just need the right method and the right community behind you. And that's what the Vegan Strength Academy is. We've built an incredible community in the Vegan Strength Academy with badass vegans just like you, who went from skinny fat, who went from overweight, who went from not liking how their body looks and being very, very weak to being confident and vegan fit. There is power in community, so it's important. And what we do in the VSA is we surround others with like-minded people. So let's talk about some harsh truths about losing fat and getting fit as a vegan that no one really talks about. It could offend some people, but it's some harsh truths that I think a lot of people need to know because it holds a lot of people back. I know it held me back in my journey. So you're not in a calorie deficit just because you're vegan. You can eat plants and still get fat. I was guilty of that when I first went vegan, super junk food vegan. There were just so many good foods that I had no idea, and I just kept eating. Another harsh truth is eating clean, right? We've all heard that. I just eat clean. Eating clean does not build muscle. If you're not getting enough protein or lifting heavy, your body stays skinny fat. It's not about eating clean. It's about eating smart and training with intent. You're training like a fat loss client when you should be training like an athlete. That's also a big one as well. I trained like I was trying to lose fat, like endless cardio. I did a lot of circuits. I did a lot of HIIT training. I worked out 6 days per week, a lot of 2 days, a lot of cardio, but that is just not how you build muscle. That's how you burn yourself out. Your body is a reflection of your habits, not your intentions. So wanting to be fit doesn't make you fit. How many people out there want to be fit and are just not fit? Of course, if you ask anybody who wants to be fit, who wants to have abs, who wants to be strong, of course you're going to want that, but the truth is wanting it is not enough. Trying doesn't matter. The only thing that counts is what you consistently do, how you consistently eat, how you train, how you sleep, and how you think. So some other harsh truths here is you think that you need more motivation when actually you just need more structure. Motivation is bullshit. You know that discipline trumps motivation all the time, but it's not even about that. It's about having the right structure. Motivation fades. Systems do not. You don't need another inspiration quote. You don't need another poster on your wall. You don't need any of that. What you need is a proven plan. You need coaching and you need accountability. That's why you join the Vegan Strength Academy. We don't rely on hype. We rely on habits. Most people don't fail because they're lazy. I know a lot of you out there that I've spoken with, you guys are hard workers, you're disciplined, you are putting in the work. So you're not lazy, but I see over and over that they fail because they have a lack of clarity. You don't have a training problem, you have a strategy problem. The right program gives you clarity, structure, and direction. And all that will give you a nice vision of where you're going and how you're going to get there as quickly, as safely, and as efficiently as possible. Another harsh truth is you don't need a detox. You don't need a juice fast and a juice cleanse. You need discipline. So stop chasing those fads and stop blaming your metabolism. Another one is, a lot of people say, I'm just built this way. This is my genetics. Genetics do play a role, it's true, but they're not your destiny. I played the victim card a lot and I just thought that is my genetics, it's my genes of why I'm skinny with the big belly. But you are not doomed to be skinny fat or soft just because you've always been that way. You just haven't had the right system. You haven't had the right support and you haven't had the right standards yet. That's a big one, habits and standards and goals. Also, this is a big one too for all you vegans. No matter what our friends and family says, no matter what all that BS says, you do not need meat. You do not need eggs. You do not need any animal products to look and feel amazing in your body and become that confident, fit, vegan badass that you know you can be. So tell them to shut it. But don't worry, we're not going to let any of that happen to you. A lot of these harsh truths needed to be heard and they need to be said, but they don't have to be your truths going forward. So another question I get is, I get it, but how do I know it'll work for me, right? We get this question a lot. So the following is going to be a step-by-step outline of the VSA method. From top to bottom, this is what we did for ourselves. This is what we do for our clients right now in the VSA Academy on all different levels to accomplish these amazing results of, up to 15 pounds in as little as 4 months, actually up to 20 pounds is what we've really seen. We've averaged about 15, but we've had a lot of clients surpass the 20-pound mark. So if the VSA, you're able to lose up to 20 pounds, build visible, dense, strong muscle. You're going to be able to fuel your body like an athlete. You're going to look and feel like a confident, badass vegan all in 120 days. And the biggest part is to sustain it for the rest of your life, all using the VSA method. All right. So the VSA method, what is it, right? It's a playbook for busy vegans. We've built through our own experiences and we've implemented it with 119 plus of our clients' lives, getting them to amazing physique changes, amazing health markers, all in just 120 days that they've kept forever. And now we've decided to unveil it to you. So this is actually the first time we've actually shown any of this stuff to people outside of our community. So here's a couple of our badass students here that has done some amazing work, and the best part is with all of them, they've kept everything. All right, so the VSA method, it's 3 pillars to success. The first thing is mindset. Most people think they can't build muscle on plants, right? As vegans, we're doomed to be skinny fat, we're doomed to be weak. That's very, very incorrect. Our mindset is so important. I feel like the mindset for me is one of the most important pillars. So if you've been busting your ass in the gym with nothing to show for it, you probably believe that you can't build muscle on plants, that you can't change and have the physique that you want. But that ends here. We believe vegan athletes are the future. There's a lot of vegan athletes that we just don't know about, that are not publicly talking about it. But the future is veganism. So you just need the right roadmap. This program is built by vegan athletes for vegan athletes. And athletes is just someone that practices sport or is physically active. You don't have to be professional to be an athlete. That's a big part too. You don't want to confuse the two. Athletes come in all shapes and sizes and all different levels. You don't have to be professional to be an athlete, but of course there are so many vegan professional athletes out there. It's amazing. So with mindset in the VSA method, there's no theory, there's no fluff, just what actually works because we live it. Our clients live it. We don't just coach you through a program, we coach you into a new identity, someone who trains hard, feels like a pro, and walks like they belong on a magazine cover. It's pretty awesome. You know, you don't always have to be on a magazine cover, but to know that you can feel and that confidence, that mindset is powerful. So in the VSA, we rewire your brain so that you could fully and finally break through of the patterns that have been keeping you stuck from real changes, so you can create a new habits that serve you, let go of habits that don't serve you, so you create a new lifestyle, and ultimately create a new identity. The second VSA method pillar is strategy. So we don't do generic programs. There's nothing cookie cutter here. There's no cookie cutter PDFs. There's no cookie cutter coaching. There's no guessing. There's no hoping that it'll work if you just stay consistent, right? None of that. There's none of those things. Strategy is super important, and it's very clear and concise. What we do is precision coaching for vegans who want real strength, real muscle, and real transformation. You'll learn exactly how to train and eat for your body on your terms without sacrificing your ethics or your ambition. This isn't a diet. This is a full-blown identity shift into the strongest version of yourself as a vegan. The last pillar to success is accountability. You know, if knowing what to do was enough, you wouldn't still be stuck, right? That's just another harsh truth. You've read the blogs, you've watched the YouTube videos, you probably tracked macros for like 5, 6, 7 days tops. You know, information isn't your problem. You don't need a new this, a new that. You don't need a new book. You don't need new, literature. Information isn't your problem. Execution is. Implementation is. That's why we give you structure, we give you feedback, we give you the tough love that you actually need. We're not just here to cheer you on. We're here to hold you to the standard that you said you wanted. Your results will match your actions because we won't let you sabotage them. And that's a really big deal. All right, so how will you get me results? I'll show you step by step. So I've shown you the pillars of success. Now I'm going to talk about the 4 phases of the VSA method. It's foundation, execution, identity shift, and ascension. So with the Vegan Strength Academy, 4 phases. Phase 1, so remember, it's a 4-phase program. It's 4 months. The first phase is foundation. This is where you get the structure, so there's no guesswork at all. You get your training and nutrition dialed in within a plan that's built for vegan muscle and fat loss. You'll learn how to eat and train and recover to build a real athletic base without sacrificing your performance and your ethics. So think about confidence, clarity, and momentum. That's all in phase 1. Phase 2 is execution. This is when we lock in the habits that build the body that you've been chasing. You're no longer trying to be consistent. You are consistent. You track like a pro, you train with intensity, and you recover like an athlete. Every week builds on the last. Every rep, every bite, every check-in, all compounds. Phase 3 is the identity shift. This is where things start really clicking in your mind. Things start really meshing together. You don't just look different, you feel different. You think different, you are different. Your friends and family will start seeing you differently. You're not trying to be someone that's fit. You are actually going to be fit. You are a fit vegan. This is the shift that changes everything. Phase 3 is huge because your old excuses just don't even make sense to you anymore. The things that you used to think will start confusing you, and you're like, why did I even think of these things? That's where that mindset comes in. So phase 4 is ascension. Now that we've got results, now we scale. You move into advanced lifting, deeper physique refinements, and more of a peak lifestyle alignment in regards to your habits on a daily basis. This isn't about maintenance, right? There is no maintaining. You're either growing or you're dying. So this is not where you start maintaining your results. This is mastery. This is where you master your results. So you'll step into long-term strength with the body and a mindset that is built to last. So let's walk it through here as month 1, foundation, month 2, execution, month 3, identity shift, month 4, ascension. So here we talk about the goals and standards. That's how we establish your routines. We talk about the difference between goals and standards, and we set your goals and your standards. This is where we implement something called 741. 741 is what we like to call when you do 7 days of habits. Every day you're going to have habits, and it's going to be all specific to each individual, but you'll have 7 days of habits. You'll have 4 workouts per week, and you'll have 1 check-in and 1 thing you are grateful for. So that is a 741. So we look at how much you can implement in the 741. Your 7 days of your habits, your 4 workouts per week, and your 1 check-in per week. And this is when we really focus on intentionality. Being intentional. Things aren't going to be perfect. We don't expect anyone to be perfect. We expect the effort, and we expect you to be intentional. Month 2 is the execution. This is where we start acknowledging what's happening, right? This is where we start kicking up your workouts a little bit more. You have a nice baseline of your strength markers and what you're able to do with comfort level at the gym, and we start to accelerate slightly. And this is where we establish the 741. So we implemented, and now we're going to establish your 741. What actually works for you? What habits work for you? What habits serve you? 4 workouts per week of what is going to get you the most results quickly and safely as possible. And of course, the 1 check-in where we can make any adjustments. This is a lot of mindset growth in this phase as well. This is where mindset really starts kicking in for you. Month 3 is the acknowledgement. This is where you start acknowledging what you've been doing right. This is the identity shift phase. So this is where you start realizing that it's all about consistency, because discipline trumps motivation. Motivation will fail you every time when you need it the most. So we can't rely on motivation. We have to rely on being disciplined. This is where you start being really consistent on 741. How many streaks can you have? How many streaks of habits can you have? How many streaks of 4 workouts per week can you have? What can you compound with your consistency in regards to your 741? This is where you start having higher energy, increased strength, and you really start seeing a difference in your body. This is when your friends and family will actually start seeing things differently. Month 4 is ascension. This is the acceptance. This is where you start accepting all the amazing changes that you've built in your life, with your habits, with your physique, with your health. This is where you start getting excited about next level goals. Now, maybe you never saw a vision of yourself in the future with what you can actually achieve. And at this point, you can actually start seeing some things you thought were never even possible, or maybe some things you never even thought about before in your life. This is when you start focusing on these habits and you start practicing them over and over and over until you can't get them wrong, because when that happens, that's when you start creating a new lifestyle. So month 1, what we did for Charlotte here, let's do a little walkthrough. So month 1, phase 1, we established routines. There was no guesswork. We had the structure set out for her. All she had to do was follow the plan. And of course, we don't expect anyone to be perfect. So there's a lot of reassurance when you start getting habits right. It's not about talking about when you fail, it's when you get things right. That's when we have some assurance and we have some acknowledgement in that sense. And then we focus on your daily habits and we start focusing on your 741 streaks. Here's Charlotte here, phase 1 when she first started. She's at 165. Month 2 is where the awareness happens. Her current weight here is 158. So in the first month, she's down 7 pounds. So awareness of what's going well. What needs a little bit more TLC? What needs a little bit more consistency? This is where we start implementing some calories and some protein goals. And then this is our 1% better model. 1% better with your workouts. How can you show up just 1% better with your nutrition? How can you show up better with just 1% with your habits? It's not about, creating something magical overnight. It's a matter about moving the needle forward every single day. And that's exactly what Charlotte did. And here she's down 7 pounds in the first month. And now after month 2, she's down another 11 pounds. So she's down 18 pounds total. She's at 147 here. So month 3 starts. It's all about acknowledgement. We talk about the future self decision module. Better decisions will equal better outcomes. Your inputs determine your outputs. This is where we do a lot of nutrition adjustments with your calories, your protein, and we introduce more macros like fats and carbs. Big factor here is that you'll start seeing in your body that calories determine your weight, macros determine how you look, and micros will determine how you feel. Consistency with your steps, your workouts, your food logging. At this point, like Charlotte, you start hitting your PRs. You start seeing some major strength progressions, and you have that confidence with all these movements. So again, she's at 147. She's down 11 pounds in this month, down 18 pounds total. And then here we are at the end of phase 4. Major strength progressions. She's killed it. She's done some amazing things with deadlifts, with squats. She has grown tremendously with muscle growth. She is at the 741 mastery, where these workouts, these habits, these check-ins are just on point. And now we start priming the body for a diet break or reverse diet. It's not, we always think about health first. Health is the most important aspect. So we start priming the body for a diet break or reverse diet. And habits, like I said earlier, it's not about getting them right perfectly. It's about practicing them over and over until you get them right, because you're going to get them wrong a lot, and that's okay. But this time in this phase, you start getting these habits right consistently. It's all about the gap versus gain. It's not about where you want to go. It's about where you came from. And that's a big deal. A lot of people don't realize and take a step back and just breathe into what they have accomplished. Like Charlotte here, at this stage, there's a lot of things to celebrate, and we want to make sure that you acknowledge all the hard work and all the rewards that come from it. So here now, she's down another 9 pounds in this past month. Current weight is 138. down 27 pounds total. And you can see here just a completely different body, a lot of muscles, especially in the core, the shoulders, the arms, her back really leaned out a lot, especially in the midsection. Amazing job. She really crushed it there. So you can see down 27 pounds. And like I said, this isn't a one-off. This is normal for what you can expect in the VSA. The VSA method is real results, real confidence. The VSA method is simple. It's sustainable, it's built for results. It's a proven blueprint for vegans to shed that stubborn body fat, to build lean, defined muscles, and create long-lasting habits and feel confident in a strong, fit vegan body. So for Charlotte, she didn't just love the results. She loved what she saw in the mirror every single morning, how her friends and her coworkers and her families saw the changes in her and all her hard work. They were really proud of her for that. She had to buy new workout clothes. A lot of things just stopped fitting for her. You can imagine with that, after 4 months, a lot of things are just not going to fit and it's time to buy new clothes. She had a lot more energy for work, for life. She felt proud to speak up and tell people about what the vegan health really means to her and what it really means to the world. It's vegan health is muscle, it's strength, it's confidence. That's what health really is. So this is the foundation that every VSA graduate builds, one that sustains results for life, strong, athletic, and of course, cruelty-free. So this is what being a fit vegan actually looked like. Just to show you some more here, I want to shout out Dohan. Dohan's amazing. With him, he's surrounded by omnivores. In his work life, which he works long hours, 6 days a week, he has his beliefs constantly questioned. And you can imagine, in your lives too, that it is annoying and frustrating, but he wanted more than just a better body. He wanted to have the confidence and represent veganism with pride. We focus on a full body recomposition for him. A recomposition is basically keeping the same weight as much as possible, but by dropping fat and building muscle. So you lose body fat and then you build muscle so your weight actually stays right around the same. So for him, he lost 11 pounds of body fat, but he gained 6 pounds of lean muscle. So you can see here, he's a completely different person. Super confident, built awesome arms, lost a lot of belly fat, his pecs, his shoulders, he looks fantastic. His body completely changed. Without sacrificing size, he actually built more, even though he lost 11 pounds of body fat, he actually looks amazing. So today, he's still crushing it and he's thriving inside the VSA community. He's surrounded by like-minded badass vegans, people who get it, people who get him, and people who live it. This is more than just fitness. It's about standing tall for what you believe. And he is able to do that in his personal life and his professional life, in his career, and really be proud of who he is as a vegan. One more person I would love to highlight is Sarah. Sarah was actually, before coming to us, she was super active. She actually taught fitness classes for multiple hours per week. I believe like 7 or 8 classes. She did a lot of movement. She loved the community. She loved to coach. She loved to teach. She loved the movement, the energy. But despite all that effort, she didn't look the part. She didn't look what she feel like she could have. She knew she was capable of more, and she wanted to inspire other vegans, not with just words, but with results. So she wanted strength. She took ownership, and she wanted the kind of physique that reflects discipline and purpose. And as you can see, completely different body. She looks fantastic, super happy here. Her body changed so much by building muscle, and with building muscle, lost a lot of body fat. So we went to work. She achieved a total body transformation. She hit weight loss goals she once thought were way out of reach. What's really awesome is she crushed strength PRs. She never imagined she was able to do it with deadlifts and squats, a lot of strength markers. So she changed her lifestyle, her mindset, identity. This is the definition of what it really means to be an athlete in the Vegan Strength Academy. So what does the program entail? Inside the academy, we have multiple programs. It's one-on-one coaching with expert vegan trainers. We do custom strength and hypertrophy training program, vegan nutrition protocol tailored to your goals, weekly check-ins and video feedback, direct messaging support. We have form reviews, macro adjustments, performance tracking. What's awesome here is this is really great, especially if you're community minded, is the weekly live stream yoga for recovery, mobility, and mind-body balance. We all get together and it's pretty awesome to be part of that community. We also have monthly global community education calls. These intensives, we do deep dives into strategy, mindset, vegan activism, leadership, and living in alignment. And we have a lot of awesome guest speakers and amazing coaches. There's also group community support from other vegans, other vegan athletes. You get to connect with like-minded vegan, you get to speak and talk to and communicate and just be in community with other people that understand you and want to support you. This is phase-based progression to keep you advancing. It's 6 weeks of an online course all about vegan mindset and creating the best version of yourself. And you have access to our entire vegan athlete resource library. This isn't about lifting weights. This isn't about just lifting weights and eating tofu. That's pretty funny. I read that wrong. But yeah, this is not just about lifting weights and eating tofu. This is a full spectrum support to build a strong body, sharp mind, and unshakable discipline on a plant-based mission. So the value, if you break it down, what we entail of everything I kind of just said there, if you're doing this a la carte and you would hire like a personal trainer, right, to train you at the gym 3 times per week at a pretty low average of $75 per session, that would cost you about $3,600. A registered dietitian, someone general, not even a vegan, they charge by the hour and usually in packages. So for something for 3 or 4 months, that could easily cost you about $5,000. And an accountability coach for 4 months, that's about, on the low end, about $500. With the research that I did in these numbers, these are not for experts. So the personal trainer for $75 a session is probably someone from like a regular gym. This is not like an expert, like a strength coach or anything like that, let alone a vegan coach. So these are more of generic non-experts when it comes to dietitian. So the person that I looked up and these prices that I found, they weren't even vegan or specialized in any aspect. So the total cost for 4 months you can see is about $10,600 if you got it a la carte, a trainer, a dietitian, and accountability coach. And like I said, these are just generalized practitioners. They're not specialized in these fields at all. So the investment to be coached with professional vegan athletes with expert coaching and thought leaders in the industry inside the VSA Academy, this isn't even a third of what the investment would be. So you're not paying for another training plan. You're building a new body and a new identity. This isn't about dropping a few pounds. This is about becoming the kind of vegan who leads by example. Strong, lean, disciplined, and proud of it. You get elite coaching, proven systems, unmatched accountability, and a real community of vegans who get it. And the best part, the results stick because we build them from the ground up. And that is what we really focus on in making this sustainable for life. So now that you know exactly how the VSA Academy works, we're offering you a chance to work directly with us at the Vegan Strength Academy. We will personally help you lose up to 20 pounds and build lean muscle in the next 4 months using the Vegan Strength Academy method. So some facts that we normally get a lot at this point. What if I'm busy with work, life, family? That's perfect because most of our clients are super high achievers, and they have jam-packed schedules with families, with careers. That's why we build plans around your life, not on top of it. Do I need a gym? Yes, this program is for serious strength and physique development. You'll need access to weights. It doesn't matter what level you're at, as long as you're going to put in that effort. So what if I'm a beginner? If you're coachable and ready to commit, we'll meet you where you're at and you will level up fast. Is this just a meal plan and workout guide? No, this is real coaching. You get guidance, feedback, and direct access to us. You get direct access to your coach. We're in your corner every step of the way. Will I have to give up foods? Oh, that's a funny one. We get this a lot. Will I have to give up foods I like? No, you absolutely do not. I love donuts. I just had a donut not too long ago, actually yesterday. And we don't believe in restriction. We believe in structure. You'll learn how to fuel your body without cutting out the foods that you love. It's a great time to be vegan. There's so many great vegan foods out there. So why would you want to not enjoy these amazing foods? So, want to build the body that you keep saying that you want? Apply now and let's see if it's a fit for the Vegan Strength Academy. There's no excuses, there's no limits, there's just results. So what's next? A reminder is since nothing changes, if nothing changes, here are your action steps. So number 1 is watch the client spotlight video below. Number 2, I want you to pick 1 or 2 before and after students that you resonate with the most with. Is it someone who had some fat loss? Is it someone who had a body recomposition? Is it someone who had a lot of strength progressions? Pick 1 or 2 of the before and afters and that you resonate with most, because we will talk about it on the call. Number 3 is complete the application below here with integrity and excellence. The more information, the better. And lastly, show up for your call, ready to take action and ready to change your life. I'm super excited to talk to you and learn more about your specific situation and see what the Vegan Strength Academy can do. So excited to chat with you and excited to see you in there.